Hello, this is Trisha Reinhardt over at the library. I'm the Information Services Director, which is a fancy title for research librarian, essentially. And today I am going to show you how to do a search for your Concepts of Nursing Leadership course. So I have started on the homepage here. And there's a few different ways you can get to us. At any Regis College page, you can go up to menu here in the upper right-hand corner, and we're about halfway down the academics list. You can also get to us in your course. So if you are looking at your assignments for the week or anything in your course, we are under the resources tab here. And we're the first resource that shows up here. So when you click there, it'll bring you right to the homepage. We are also available in Spike. So if you go down to the bottom of any homepage on Regis, or if you're already signed in to Spike or your email or anything, you can go right to the student portal, and we're under library resources there. You can also just Google us. We will come right up. Just Google Regis College Library. So no excuses. We are very easy to get to use our resources. So as I mentioned, I'm starting here on the home page. And I think the best place to start for this particular course is PowerSearch. It searches most of the databases that we have available. And it's good if you're just starting your research, you're not sure where to start, and for interdisciplinary topics, because it does search most of our databases across a wide variety of subjects and disciplines. So you have to type something into the box to get it going. So I'm going to do nursing leadership and hit search. And so now it has run my search, and we have tons of results here. So we definitely want to narrow this down. One way to do that is by going to advanced search here. And now you can break up your topic by concepts. So my first concept is nursing leadership. So I also want to be looking for skills. And what I'm doing here is called Boolean searching. And so the and operator will narrow down my topic. So it will search articles that have nursing leadership and skills. Now the or is similar terms to the particular concept in the box. So I have skills, or I also want to look up traits, but you probably also saw competency or attributes. These are just popular terms that others have put in that have searched a similar topic. Don't feel like you have to use them. You know, you are the expert on your topic, on your assignment, and you know what you're looking for. So feel free to type in anything that is related or similar to these terms. You don't have to use what is being suggested by the database. So I'm going to hit search on this. And it's my results because I added an and. Now I have less results here. That's still a lot of results. So there's some other things we can do to narrow this down. The first one is to choose scholarly peer-reviewed up here. So that's going to limit it to those scholarly peer-reviewed articles. Now a little tangent here on these types of articles. Your professors are going to be asking for these types of articles coming out of scholarly peer-reviewed journals. A lot of them are research-based, empirical, evidence-based, those types of things. And so they will be expecting these types of articles. Now, there are some articles in scholarly peer-reviewed journals that are peer-reviewed, but they may not be the level of article that your professor is looking for. If you hear them refer to graduate level research, they want you to look for articles that are essentially producing their own evidence. It's original research. They're conducting their own study, as opposed to a review article, which is using others' evidence, others' studies to formulate their conclusion, their review. So we have this chart here in our peer-reviewed literature research guide that kind of talks about what a peer-reviewed article is compared to more popular types of articles. So you'll see they are longer in length, going to be 10 plus pages. You might see these types of articles broken out into specific sections. So you'll see an introduction, a background, a methodology or a method section, how they conducted their study. You'll see results, the results of their study, as well as a discussion conclusion section that is basically the narrative of their study, what they concluded at the end. So those are some good indicators to make sure that you're looking at the types of articles that your professor is looking for. Now, another way, going back to the limiters, another way you can limit is for date. So right here, right now it's looking at for all time. So you want to, usually it's the past 5 years that you're asked to look for. And so we're going to select the past 5 years. And you might also want to consider doing the full text limiter. We understand that everybody is also working and they're busy and they may be doing their research on Wednesday or Thursday when they need to have a paper or post done by Sunday. And so this limiter is a good way to ensure that you are only looking at stuff that we have direct full text access to. The other option is if we did not have it, you would see a request from interlibrary loan article. This just means we don't subscribe to this particular journal or this issue of this journal, and we would have to obtain it for you from another library. And this can take a few days. So if you need that article right away for a discussion board post, for an assignment that's due on Sunday, you'll want to select the full text limiter, which will only limit to items that we have direct full text access to. And because I have over 6,500 results here, I feel pretty confident in doing that and knowing that I'll still find something that that I can use. So those are the three main filters that we would suggest using. Now, as far as getting access to the articles, there are different links underneath, but you first want to look at the abstracts. So not every single article has an abstract, but most do. So for instance, this one has an abstract here. You can just hit show more and you can read the abstract because the article is more than just a title. The title may sound really interesting and exciting, but then when you read the summary of the article, the abstract, you may realize that, oh, this isn't really what I'm looking for. That way you're not opening up the whole article and trying to read the whole thing and realizing that it's not something you can use. You can tell that right from the abstract here. But if you are looking for the actual article, if you read the abstract and you say, yes, I definitely want to read this article, there are a few different links here. This Access Now. These will just take you right to where they live at the publisher's site, at another database. Sometimes you may see a drop-down menu for this access options. Here you get a choice. You can look at the PDF right in the databases, or you can go to the online full text through the publisher. But we'll open up an Access Now PDF so I can show you all of the features. So here is the PDF, and so you can download it to your computer, save it in a folder, or have it saved somewhere. You can also print it right out. A lot of people like the print right in front of them so they can take notes and highlight. So if you have access to a printer, you can also print it from here. You can read it right in the browser here by just scrolling down. You can also see how to cite it. So when I click this, you're going to choose APA, of course, and it gives you, we say, an idea of what the citation should look like, because none of these citation generators are 100%, unfortunately. They use an algorithm that plugs in these pieces of the article into a formula, but they don't always get it right as far as the formatting goes. So, for instance, this is a good example. This article title here should be in sentence form. So it should look like a sentence. So lowercase I, lowercase t, etc. So you can certainly copy and paste this into your references list, but you'll want to make sure that you know what a journal article citation and reference should look like and update it accordingly so that you don't get docked any points for incorrect APA formatting. You can also share this article. So you can email it to yourself or your professor. If your professor has asked to look at the articles that you are reading. You can also create a link here. You can copy this and email it to yourself or someone else, like your professor or group member if you're working on a group project. But as far as the links go, you should also be able to just go up here to the URL bar and copy and paste that in. But since we're in here, I wanted to show you this. There's a couple of other different options to save it if you use Google Drive. You can also save it to your OneDrive if you use that through the college. What it does is if you're already signed in to your Regis login, which most people are, if they're in the databases, if you're in your email, it will create a folder called EBSCO in your OneDrive, and it will save all your articles to that EBSCO folder in there. So this is everything you can do with the article once you have it. Now there are subject specific databases that you will want to familiarize yourself with. For the sake of time, I will just show you one. Another place to search. Now, PowerSearch searches this database as well, but it is more subject specific, so you will get less results, but they'll be more targeted towards the nursing and allied health field. So the database is called CINAHL. It's the Cumulative Index to Nursing and Allied Health Literature. Try saying that 10 times fast. That's why it's abbreviated to CINAHL. So you can get to it from the databases button here, which brings you to our A to Z list. and it is one of our most popular databases, so we do keep it in the featured database here. Now you'll notice that this is a slightly different look to it, but it's the same searching experience. So you have the three bars here to type in those searching terms. So we've got nursing leadership in one, and then skills or traits. And there are a lot of limiters down the bottom, but I strongly suggest hitting search first, because then the most important limiters that you want are just right here. It's very user-friendly. So we want those scholarly peer-reviewed, although most of the articles in here should be scholarly peer-reviewed. We can edit the date, so the last 5 years. So this one you have to put the date in as opposed to choosing the past 5 years. And then if you are in a hurry and you don't want to wait for an article to come from Interlibrary Law, you want to click that full text. And so now this is a lot less results than we had in Power Search, but as I said, they are more targeted towards the nursing, medical, allied health field. And so there's same links exist to get to the articles. This will take you out to different databases. And it's linked from a different database. Here's one for PDF full text, and it will have the same features. They're just in a different place. So you can download, you can print, you can cite here, and you can email it. So it's all a very similar experience. It just looks a little different than Power Search. Now, one final database that I will show you, because we've found that this database is really helpful for this particular course. So I'm back here at my A to Z list, which again, from the home page, you go to databases, and then it brings you to the A to Z list. And it's under our featured databases, but you can also go down to W for Wiley. So Wiley is actually a publisher that we subscribe to. We have a package through, but they do have a search feature that you can search all of their journals within the package that we subscribe to. So there's this Wiley online library. And when I click on this, it takes you to, again, very similar advanced search here. And I'm going to do the same skills or traits. And they have a lot less limiters here, so it's a little easier to limit. So we definitely want to do the years. So we're into 2025 articles now. So you just want to do until the present, whatever they have. So you hit search, and looking at our results here, they are very much related to what we are looking at. So you can, I mean, it does search books and reference works as well, so you can limit to journals specifically, because again, you want to be looking for those scholarly peer-reviewed journals. And here's a good example of different types of articles that I was mentioning. So these are all out of peer-reviewed journals, but this one is an original article. So this is, they have conducted their own study, they've produced their own evidence. This particular one is a qualitative article, as opposed to the one below it, which is a review article, which is taking research and articles from this particular topic and talking about it, as opposed to conducting their own study with a method section and results and discussion conclusion of what came out of their study. they're talking about other studies that were conducted and formulating a review or a conclusion about this particular topic. So that is a good way to right away indicate these are this original research, original article, and this original article here, research article. These are all, and here's another review one. It's a good way to tell right off the bat if it's the type of, the level of research that your professor is looking for. So if you, back at the home page here, if you have any questions at all about anything, you can email us at reference@regiscollege.edu. But you can also contact us through here. And we will have our current hours up the top here. And if you scroll down to set up a research consultation, go to Let's Get Started. You fill out your information, and you can also fill in information about what you're working on, and how you're able to meet. Now, if you are in another state, you're an online student and you're not close to campus, we can meet with you through Zoom. And it's just like meeting face to face in person. We can share our screen and show you around and answer your questions that way. So it is a really good option to meet with a librarian through Zoom. So you just fill out your availability, what you're working on, hit submit, and the librarian will get back to you to schedule an appointment with a librarian that's available at the time that you are. Right now we're in intersession, so we have less hours, but when the fall semester starts, we do have a lot more availability. We're open in the evenings and the weekends as well. So we are here to help you with anything you need help with. Anything from how do I search this particular topic? How do I cite this? Where do I go for this? We're here to help you. And if we don't know the answer, we are librarians. We'll search and we'll find out where to go to find that answer for you. So we hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions, set up an appointment if you would like to, and thank you for watching.